It's time for us now to hear from Ian Foster. Earlier on, I had the opportunity to talk to Fozzie. I asked him about the circumstances, the process, and I suppose the need for a change inside the coaching team.
Yeah, thanks, Goldie. Big week, and I think the number one thing is that we've come off a series that we didn't get what we wanted, and that's always bitterly disappointing as a coach and as a team. And so I guess the soul searching done after that's 100% I guess related to that. I finished the series and the changes we've made are ones that I think that the team needs, and so this is about what is the best thing for this All Black team to go forward and play better. And we like I said, we didn't get what we want. I basically had a process that I said to our leaders and senior players, you guys go away and have a think about where we're at and the things that we have to move and give me any messages that you feel that I need to hear. And they did that. They also did a similar process with New Zealand and with New Zealand rugby as is normal after a series. And out of that, I think we've got a clear mandate that there's a strong belief in the direction we're going, but there's a feel that we actually need to get a couple of get a new voice in there and make some changes to get the gains that we really want to get. And part of their feedback was strong about their own leadership and things that they need to do better. It wasn't just about management, but there was a clear message about a couple of things. And so therein lies the rationale for the decisions that we've made.
So what are those direct responsibilities that Jason Ryan will take on board right now?
Look, Jason comes in as a forward coach, and that we've got a lot of belief. The players have a lot of belief in him as a person and as a coach. He's done a great job, particularly the last couple of years with the Crusaders in that area. And then we've also seen him transfer that into Fiji. And, I think we saw the benefits of that international experience with him last year and this year. So he'll come in, and that's his main focus at the start. I mean, we need to get Jason in here and actually start working with him to see where that role, I guess, develops. But, primarily and early on, he's going to have a clear focus around the line out, our driving play and defence in that particular area.
In regard to the coaching group and the management team, from time to time the All Blacks have known to shuffle the cards, is to change the responsibilities. Does that mean you've gone through that process, and will there be a different responsibility for different coaches?
Look, I think right now, Goldie, that, we've got Scott, he's going to remain in defence and he's doing a good job, but we've got to keep working hard on that. We've got Fiki with the scrum. Jason comes in terms of the forwards. I'm going to do, in the short term, more of a role with the backs. And in behind that, I've got our original plan of, now's the time that Joe Smith was due to start with us as a selector, but also as an analyst, strategist, and behind the scenes, and particularly that attack side of the game. So he's working, was about to start work a lot with me behind the scenes there, and along with him and Andrew Strawbridge from a skill side, I think that we've got a nice balance in that area.
Look, the last 7 days, the team has been under so much scrutiny, yourself as well. What do you think the mindset is going to be when you guys get together and gather tomorrow as you prepare to take on South Africa?
Well, look, there's been a huge amount of noise, and let's face it, that's largely like our doing. We've got a big home series against Ireland, and like I said, is that we want to put our hand up and say we didn't get what we wanted out of it. And there was a series of drama. There was cards, there's all sorts of stuff and a lot of debates, but ultimately, we were beaten by a better team, and we want to be better than that. And so we're going to South Africa. 2 tests over there. It's a tour. We've got some players in this group that haven't even been in South Africa, and with All Blacks, yet alone Super Rugby. So we've got to really quickly get focused on the gains that we want. But we've still got a strong belief in the direction that we were going. And, just because it didn't come together as quickly as we wanted, it's not the first time we've been slow starters in July. I hate saying that, but it is reality. And we've got to speed up the gains we want. But, man, we just got to go over there and just we're a wounded All Black team, and we've got a job to do over there, and we actually want to play a game that New Zealanders are proud of.
Fozzie, you've talked about the fact, key moments, the margins are small. With that in mind then, and what you've just said and the belief you do have, how close do you think we are to getting the best out of this group of players?
Yeah, look, I guess from my perspective, we're not that far away. We've had we've had a series where we've had a whole lot of variables and that have been chucked in that have probably hampered the development we wanted. We've had COVID, we've had coaches in and out with that. We've had some key injuries, and that has meant we haven't actually quite had the flow on that we really wanted. But, we know that we've got to be better than that, and we know we've got to deal with those. But I really believe that in terms of some of the direction we're going. I think some of the things we put against Ireland, that even though we didn't get the results we wanted, that we dealt with aspects of their game that have caused us concern in the past, but we weren't able to put them together for long enough periods, and everyone can see that. So, it's a team that's trying hard, and we just got to calm down a little bit and start refocusing on some basics and just go out there and enjoy doing what we need to do.
So Steve Hansen, after the 2019 disappointment of the Rugby World Cup, talked about the team having to face genuine adversity to improve. This is probably the most adversity this team will face. Do you think in the long run this is going to be beneficial to your group, to the team and to the All Blacks as we prepare to the Rugby World Cup?
Yeah, well, I hope it's the most adversity they face, Goldie. Like, it's been a tough couple of weeks, there's no doubt. But, if we use this experience right for this team, and I'm not talking about me as a head coach here, I'm talking about this group. And this group is passionate about achieving, and this group's passionate about winning a World Cup. And people can say we may be a distance away from that. I don't believe we are. I don't think, we're connecting the dots. We've got to do it quicker. There's a couple of Achilles heels in our game that, we dealt with well in the RSC series, but they came and bit us in that third test. Now, we've got to sort those things out. And if we can, and then I've got an utter belief in the direction that this group's going. But, we've got a rugby championship now. We've just got to hoe into our work. We've got to get away from feeling oppressed a little bit by all the tension out there, and understand that people are frustrated. But at the end of the day, that doesn't help us. We need clear heads. We need a desire to go and play and fundamentally just start doing the things that we know we're good at.
So we understand, or it's been talked about, the fact that there was always going to be a review with New Zealand Rugby after the two games in South Africa. Is that still the case?
I would imagine so. I don't know that. I don't know what that looks like or anything like that. But I'd say, after all the noise the last week, I would assume that would be the case, and that's okay.
So I'm going to ask the last question. This is a hard question to ask, because as a head coach, you know how important it is to have the changing room, the support of the players around you. What gives you that belief and sense that this group of players are still well and truly behind Ian Foster?
Yeah, well, I guess that's that's one of the questions that I got them to talk about, and I'm not in the room. It was just them, and with all the noise around. Look, I mean, there's been a lot of people putting me under pressure for a long, long time. So in many ways, this is not new to the group. But part of my job is to always go back and get an honest appraisal out of them about how I'm going and the belief factor. So I've had it loud and clear for them, but I also know that with that comes a massive responsibility. I mean, that's only one variable in it, is it? And so I believe I've got the group, but now I've got to deliver the plan. And so part of the changes that we've made are about making sure that I'm not taking for granted their belief in the direction that I'm heading, but I'm also listening to them and making the changes that we all feel we need for this team.
Fozzie, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate your honesty and your time. Please prepare well, travel safe, and look forward to seeing you in South Africa.
Thanks, Goldie. Appreciate it.